More breaking news coming in. Priyank, stay on with us, and this is big because we are being told that more raids can be expected in the coming few hours. This comes right after this particular development, and now source-based information coming in that according to reports of CBCID, ED raids can happen at any time at the Congress headquarters as well. In view of this, the Delhi police has increased security outside the Congress headquarters at 10 Janpath. So this is big breaking news coming in. And Priyank, we're also being told that a few Congress leaders have already started making their way to AICC. We are being told Mallikarjun Kharge and P. Chidambaram have reached AICC headquarters, and we can expect raids to be carried out soon enough, shortly there as well. This is big.
Yes, certainly, and looking at the development which is happening, because we are talking about the role of senior leaders of the Congress party. We are talking about Mallikarjun Kharge, we are talking about Pawan Bansal, Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. Apart from them being the previous director or the present director of Young India, there are also the senior office bearers of the Congress party. One is the interim president, another one has been the senior leaders, and all these members have been the topmost members of the Congress party, and they were not even sitting here. They also had offices there at the AICC. So certainly for the agency, they need to go out in detail, and it's very ironic that this party office could also be raided by the Enforcement Directorate to collect the information, because someone is hiding the fact. Everyone is not telling the truth, and since the agency is under so much of scrutiny and under so much of observation by the drama on the streets, the protests inside the parliament, outside the parliament, by every quarters, the Congress party is trying to push pressure on the Enforcement Directorate that the only thing which can the agency officials do is to find the trail of money, is to find those documented facts which can prove that how the money exchanged hand, and how is it possible that so much of money was given to a particular company which just emerged, and later to that the ownership of the company in the form of directorship changed hand. It finally landed up in the hands of Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. So at this juncture, the ED, which is being severely criticized, is not going to back off. This is quite clearly seen. They did not even raided the premises of National Herald. They did not even question Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi. But the next move which they are going to put in is certainly is going to put the Congress party on the dock, because you have been raising questions on us. The investigating team is very well within their right to go out and carry out searches at several locations, and this new move is certainly going to
that the Congress party will be holding a press conference at 7 p.m. Congress briefing that will take place, and Abhishek Manu Singhvi and Jairam Ramesh will be holding that press conference at 7 p.m. at the AICC headquarters. So Congress leaders making their way to the AICC headquarters, and the big news coming in that we're tracking at this hour is that we can expect ED raids at the Congress office, at Sonia Gandhi's office, and the Congress war room. Bhavtosh is also joining us live on this broadcast. Bhavtosh, this is big. Right after the Enforcement Directorate officials decide on sealing the Young Indian office in the National Herald building, we're expecting more raids, this time at the Congress office and perhaps at the residence of Sonia Gandhi and the Congress war room as well.
Well, that would be slightly premature, because as of now, the Enforcement Directorate has only sealed the office of Young Indian at Herald House, where searches happened yesterday and went on for 16 hours. The reason for sealing that particular portion of the building was because the office bearers or the officials concerned were not present. Remember, this entire case revolves around the Young Indian part of the money laundering and the manner in which Young Indian had usurped prime properties which earlier belonged to the Associate General Private Limited. These properties were worth at least 2,100 crore rupees, and Young Indian directors include Sonia Gandhi as well as Rahul Gandhi, and they have been questioned in this case. Rahul Gandhi was questioned on 5 occasions, and in fact consecutively his statement was recorded. Sonia Gandhi was questioned on 2 occasions, and their statements were recorded. In fact, both of them deflected the blame and said that Motilal Vora was the person who was taking all the financial decisions. This was something that was hard to digest, not only for the Enforcement Directorate, but for anyone, because Motilal Vora passed away in 2019. Sonia Gandhi was given, in fact, a lot of leeway. She suffered from COVID. She was detected with COVID, and then she was in hospital because of COVID-related ailments. But it appears that statements that were given by Rahul Gandhi as well as by Sonia Gandhi were in fact uttered, and both of them exactly said the same thing. So did Mallikarjun Kharge as well as Pawan Bansal. Remember when Pawan Bansal and Mallikarjun Kharge recorded the statement, there was not even a single person who was out on the street or was protesting. But what in fact gave fillip to Enforcement Directorate was the statement that was given by two persons, Sunil Bhandari as well as another person called Sunil. Both of them were directors of two companies Dotex, a Calcutta-based company. This Calcutta-based company, in fact, gave an unsecured loan of 1 which was used by Young India to write off the entire loan of Associate General Private Limited.
All right. Stay on with us, Bhavtosh. Let me quickly put out yet another tweet. This one coming in from the official Congress handle. It says, while tweeting, Rahul Gandhi's video once again says, "Hum Gandhi ke sipahi hai, tum kyun samjhe डर जाएंगे, सत्य की खातिर हम तानाशाहों से लड़ जाएंगे." So yet another Congress reaction coming in. This is the official Twitter handle of the Congress while putting out a video of Rahul Gandhi. Remember, we just broke down details of that video that was tweeted by Srinivas BV, and yet again a reaction coming in from the Congress taking to Twitter saying, "Hum Gandhi ke sipahi hai, tum kya samjhe dar jayenge." So Congress there essentially hinting at the fact that we're not going to get scared. We will continue fighting till the very end. We have Priyank also who continues to stay on with us. We'll go across to Akanksha in just a bit. Non-stop Congress reactions coming in, Priyank, and expecting a lot of action at the Congress headquarters as well in just a bit.
Yes, Sati, and Congress is also building up this issue because they were questioned since early morning because they did not turn up for the Tiranga Yatra, which was called for all the parties. And later to that, since Congress party knows that on 5th they have to mobilize a large number of their party workers for the protest which they have called in. And at this juncture, when the office of Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi, as where their director, has been sealed by the Enforcement Directorate, the point which they have been claiming time and again, the Congress will certainly come up with their full strength because as the opposition party they have been questioning the government time and again, but at this particular point, the point which they have been shouting time.
Party is not going to bow down. We will continue our fight no matter what.
It is also being speculated that the Congress office, residence of Congress President Sonia Gandhi may also get raided by Enforcement Directorate.
See, all these are, they have converted the constitutional bodies and agencies to puppets, as a threatening tools, basically. So, they seems to be that there is no sanctity in politics anymore, where threat is the only method to shut the opposition. But we want to reiterate our stand that we are not going to bow down. Congress party will continue to raise our voices for the people of this country. If price rise is the biggest issue, and that's the issue which everybody is facing, and when Congress party is raising it, the opposition is raising it, if they want to challenge, if they want to threaten, they can threaten, but we will continue our struggle.
Ma'am, one last question.